Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the King Suite here in the first floor in the East Bay Inn. Come on in for a tour. So as you enter into the room, you're met by a sink. You also have a very large mirror. There's controls here for lighting that's overhead. The ceilings are huge in this room. I mean, it's absolutely awesome. Very cool. Lots of natural light coming through these doors. And as we pan into the main living space for the hotel room, we have a king bed immediately here on the right. To the center, another large mirror, two French-style doors. Again, lots of natural light coming into the room. And then you have a living space. So you have a whole living room right here in the suite. So you have two chairs, nice sized coffee table, full-size sofa, large entertainment center. You have a safe over there. I think one of the touches that I really like the most is this grandfather clock that's off in the corner of the room. Everything in this space is just warm, cozy. It feels like you're in Savannah. It's got that antique feel to it. It's just very warm and inviting. So let's take a look over here. We have a full-size, king-size bed right here. Really pretty pillows. Have a really nice, soft bedding. Great footstool here at the end where you can get ready in the morning, tie your shoes, take them off after a long day walking around Savannah. Over here, you want to cut. So just next to the king-size bed, you'll also find the bathroom and also a desk. So if you're planning to do some work while you're here, or just want to get on your laptop and have a dedicated space, there's a very nice antique-looking desk they have. Again, beautiful artwork all around the entire room. All places and stops throughout Savannah itself. Coming into the bathroom, we have a really nice shower. It's a nice walk-in shower, very low clearance too, which is nice. Have a single sink, nice vanity. Everything's very pretty. Lots of space in here. Again, you have images from around Savannah itself. As we make our way out into the suite space itself, let's take a look at the patio. I think it's definitely worth checking out. It's raining today. I want to cut that first. So one of the unique features of being here on the first floor and also in the King Suite, this is a really pretty patio space. Nice French doors open up. Take a look out. There's these beautiful...
It's quite like a big space.
Yeah. There's these really beautiful Savannah gray brick, just like that's used in the building, also lining the patio area. I mean, this space is all yours. So you can come and hang out here, enjoy it, have fun. It's all yours. They even give you bathrobes. That's a really nice touch. So this is really fantastic for, if you're celebrating a wedding anniversary, a birthday, or just a quick couples getaway. What a wonderful space to be able to come in and enjoy your time. Another nice feature that you'll find here in the suite is they actually give you free Savannah Ray's popcorn. So they give you two styles. You have kettle corn. You also have movie style butter. They do give you complimentary drink vouchers. So there's a bar here in the hotel just off the main lobby. Get 4 passes, so 2 drinks apiece. Good for wine and for beer, which is really nice. There's also a Keurig machine, so complimentary K-cups. All you care to enjoy in the lobby. There is coffee every day. They also offer free beverages up there as well. So if you want some sodas like Cokes or even water, in and out, hot Savannah days. Very nice, wonderful thing to have on hand.
All right, coming at you live. We're still here at East Bay Inn.
Still. Haven't left yet.
But we changed rooms. So we wanted to show you what it would be like in a different room other than what we had. So this is a standard queen room. What do you think?
It's actually really nice. It's basically the room we had downstairs. So interestingly enough, it's the same location of the other room except for just 3 floors up.
Yeah.
This room is every amenity that the other one had except on the third floor, and it's a little pared down. Like, it's a much smaller space, but it's very intimate and romantic.
Yeah, it's still nice that they have like a couch, a chair, somewhere to sit other than like your bed at times if you come back at night, kind of relax, and then you can go to sleep. You still have the same cupboard, you have a refrigerator, you have the ironing board. The bathroom is the same layout too, so you still get that big space. And I'll have to say, like, how tall these rooms are.
Yeah,
and
that's what I keep looking at. It's like,
yeah, it's so cool. Yeah. And then now that we've been on a few tours of Savannah, we started to look a little bit more at like the brick and the molding and some of the details and the artwork that they had put on. And you had noticed.
Yeah, the walls are made using Savannah gray brick, which is obviously made here in the area by enslaved persons back in the 1800s. And what's really wild about this brick is the more you study it, like, you can actually see the fingerprints of the people who constructed each and every one of these brick. Some of the examples are even better than others. I mean, there was one on the wall I was looking at, it had a whole like thumbprint on there. It was just like, I mean, it's incredibly sad to know like what and how that came to be, but also like really fascinating that I'm staring at such a piece of history. You know, that's the interesting thing about this place. Like, it's got modern amenities with like really beautiful wide panel pine flooring. You have like you were saying, the brick. I mean, it's just a really lovely place. I think even if you decided to go with a smaller room, or if this is the only room they had available, this is really nice. You know,
I would agree.
You're not going to hear people walking because, again, this is an old building. You will hear people walking on the old wood floors. So that's just something to know. Being on the third floor, you won't have that. There's also lots and lots of light in this room too,
which is nice.
Yeah, lots of natural light. And the ceiling, like this, like you were saying, the ceilings are really big, and the windows are massive too. Like, I mean, what are they, like 12-foot windows? I don't know. They're just insane. Like, it's really gorgeous. Yeah.
Well, as you sit there and sip your coffee, would you like to give us some history about East Bay Inn?
It's the very delicious complimentary coffee that you get in the lobby. But yeah, so September 1762, the King of England gives John Tucker, the original owner of this parcel, the land. Well, I guess over 90 years or so, it changed hands several times. Eventually, a gentleman, it was June 1852, by the name of Edward Pettleford, bought the land, constructed this building that we're in today. Eventually it becomes the East Bay Inn that we're staying in. So the way he designs the building it's very reminiscent of the architecture throughout Savannah. It's Greek revival inspired, very basic, uses Savannah gray brick for construction. Lots of the fixtures throughout the building are cast iron, which is reminiscent of the architecture throughout Savannah itself. But most importantly, too, the more cast iron that tended to be used, particularly on the exterior of the building, signified wealth. So this building, even though it was made to be a warehouse originally, had cast iron on the outside, and they used cast iron in the columns inside. So some of the guest rooms, like the king room that we stayed in, had a big cast iron column in it.
They painted them white.
Yeah. So it was kind of like a thing that they would do. Now, this building itself was intended to be a cotton warehouse. So Pettleford made this a cotton warehouse.
Because at that time, cotton was king.
Yeah, and he was a factor. So, and factors again basically was another name for a merchant. So, the way that they saw how they capitalized and made profits was sort of like this middleman system. So the way that a lot of the local economy worked specifically in the 1850s, 1860s, when cotton was like you said, cotton was king. These middlemen would basically buy the cotton from the plantation, and it would come here to Savannah, and it would sit in all these warehouses. And so these factories were effectively brokers or merchants, and then they would resell the cotton to larger companies that would, whether they turn them into clothes or they turn them into whatever. And that's where they made a lot of their money. And so that's why it was important to have all these buildings, because they'd buy up the cotton from the plantations, they would come here, they would hold them, and then they'd resell the goods. So that's what this building was. It was another cotton warehouse. So while Pettleford owned this, he also had a couple of tenants move in. So they shared the space. There was a bakery in here. There was even like a foreign counsel's office at some point. Later on, they ended up using the third floor, which we're on right now, as a meeting hall. So, like, I think like Freemasons even met up here. There is a story about the haunting of this place. So there is a ghost here on the third floor, even though people say they see him throughout the whole hotel, by the name of Charlie. So that's who. If you come here and you experience something, you've met Charlie. Well, in short, the way the story goes is that Charlie was a clerk for Peddleford, and one day Peddleford came back from the cotton exchange and came up here to the third floor to let's just say find Charlie having an affair with Peddleford's lady, to which there was supposedly an altercation. Charlie got thrown out the third floor window, and now and it's been conflated over the years, but that's the story. And so Charlie now haunts the building, and you might hear knocks, or you might hear like doors trying to be opened. Like he's got a little tendency to like jiggle doorknobs. We didn't hear anything. This hasn't been like the River Street Inn. That place was definitely a lot more haunted than what this place is. This is just nice here. So back on track with the rest of the story. In 1910, 1920, a drugstore moves in here, becomes the longest running merchant. 1980s, a hotelier bought the property and then basically revamped it to become the East Bay Inn. And now there's like 20 some rooms in the building. The same hotel group owns other properties throughout Savannah, including I think it was the Gastonian, the Old Bay Inn across the street, several properties. But it's really fascinating, and they are very committed to like preserving the land, like the property, the land that it's on. It's interesting. It's a really cool place to come and check out.
All right, everyone. So we've stayed here a few nights. Yep. What do you think of East Bay? Overall reviews?
Awesome. Like, I thought this place was fantastic. The staff was amazing. The bedding was really good. I loved the beds. Like, they were very comfortable. The sheets themselves were very plush.
Yeah.
Like, we were on the third floor. It was a lot quieter. Again, just like bear in mind, these are old floors. You're going to hear some creaks at times from people moving around. But like overall, the coffee was really good. You got free coffee in the morning. There's a bar downstairs. You get complimentary drinks. Like, that staff was really kind too. Like, just overall, extremely positive. I loved staying here. This has been my favorite resort since we've been in Savannah.
So you would give it a 5 out of 5?
I would give it a 5 out of 5.
I would agree with you. I think we were looking for, when we came here to stay, like some places that had a lot of character within the room. Yeah. And this definitely has it. Mm-hmm. Both really did, but this has it as well. It does have the squeaky floors. Yeah. Or morning people anyway, so it kind of worked out well for us. It is very bright in your rooms, which is very nice, but they also have like blackout curtains, so if this isn't your thing or you want to sleep in the morning,
they got you covered.
You can. And of course, like you said, wonderful staff, very friendly, accommodating. You got free drinks, free popcorn. They'd help you plan anything that you need as well. I would agree, 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed it here.
Well, everyone, I think that's going to do it from a very fun time here at the East Bay Inn in beautiful Savannah, Georgia.
We hope you learned a little bit about the resort. If you come and stay, I hope you get to try it out here. If you like the video, hit like and subscribe.
And as always, till next time, friends.
Bye.
Bye. All right, here's your history lesson. This is Savannah gray brick. It's made here in Savannah, was back in the 1800s by enslaved peoples, using the clay found here in the area that they considered not to be good for farming, so they turned it into this brick. Well, anyway, here's the mortar. It's so spongy. There's even areas where it almost literally crumbles. See? Very fascinating. And then down here you have, here's thumbprints, because this was all made by hand. And if you stare at the brick long enough, you'll find more. And it's just crazy. Yeah, so just to show you the height of this room, like Shanae's like 5'9", 5'10". Look at I don't know, what are these things, gotta be 20 some feet? I mean, it's huge. Yeah, and these windows are massive. I couldn't imagine having to replace these. I don't think I've seen windows this big before. Like this, anyway. Yeah. Super as it goes.
it.